What's up, Vado?
Vado.
What's up?
Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. It is Sunday afternoon. You know, you hate Sundays to get here because that means Mondays to follow, but I've gotten fond of being here on Sundays. What started out originally as a venting bitch session several months ago was actually been kind of more of just fun hanging out with my friends and stuff, getting ready for football season. And every time one of these things passes, it brings us that much closer to the games. You know, and guess what, people? I think tomorrow, the rookies report for the Raiders, training camps are going to start opening up. And you know what's funny about doing these live streams here, you know, it's still early in the chat. We got about 30 people in here. I'd say half of them are Eagle fans. Eagle fans are literally in here like, you know, shit on, flies on shit. It's just crazy how much they just love being here.
Oh, big run. Oh, he fumbled. He fumbled. Oh, shit. Now you about to lose his mind.
He hasn't seen the play yet.
What's up, good people? You know, I just love Philly 500. Okay, for all you Eagle fans, you know, I see Philadelphia's in here. He's talking. It's amazing how when the Cowboys do something, and let me welcome my panel here. When the Cowboys do something, they minimize it. You know, they literally because the title of this was "Can the Cowboys repeat?" Only Cowboy fans will be looking forward to just winning the division, you know, after 27 years of, you know, mediocrity, yada, yada, yada. Okay, all right, so if we suck so bad, then how come you guys aren't winning more of those division titles then? That's what I want to know. I understand. Believe me, I want to be winning Super Bowls too. But before you can get to the Super Bowl, you got to at least handle business and bitch slap the competition in your division. And we've been bitch slapping you mother humpers. Wouldn't you say? What's up, Vader? How you doing today?
Good. They was enough, but they don't want to admit it.
Can anybody help me on that one?
They
Get it.
was enough, but they don't want to admit it. They was enough, but
They
they
suck.
don't want.
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. They said they suck worse than us, but they hate to admit it.
Oh, they hate to, you know, and that's the thing that's so funny about them. And let me say hello to Joanne Gonzalez, Len Gearnut. Okay, forgive me, I butchered your name. Aloha to you too on there. It's almost comical because I'm sitting here. Now, shout out to my man Omar. Okay, I was reading this because we actually start the live stream or the Zoom in about an hour or so before. So, you know, Thomas Garrett's been in talking to me and everything else and stuff. We have been having a conversation. You Eagle fans that all of a sudden believe that you guys are going to be great, and I can understand it. You guys have made some really good moves. I mean, shout out to you. We've got Catboy who's afraid to do anything, and he did the same thing last year, but somehow we won the division. It's funny to me why you've got Skip Bayless saying that he trusts Jalen Hurts more than Dak Prescott and stuff, and I still believe that this is just because it's a slow news cycle. But my man Omar sent me this today, and I'm going to ask you, Eagle fans, since there's so many in here, and my panel here, how much do you actually trust Jalen Hurts? Now he's only started a year and a quarter, a year and a half, roughly, okay, right? But thus far, in his career, he's had 9 games of throwing for under 200 yards. 6 games of his 20 games, I believe, he's had without a touchdown pass, right? Has had only 1 game with 3 touchdown passes. 1 game, and that was against the Atlanta Falcons. Only has 5 games with 2 TD passes. Has 4 games with 1 TD pass. And let's see, I thought he had on here too how many times he had no TD passes. His lowest completion percent is 45%, and he had 8 games where he was below 59%, including the playoffs. But somehow, all of a sudden, Jalen Hurts is supposed to be the guy. And it's funny because I haven't been the one trashing him. It's actually been the media from Philadelphia lately that have been questioning his ability. And it turns out that A.J. Brown, who he was talking about, it was made up about how bad he was in practice, wasn't even there. Oh, Samuel Rose says we're jealous of Hurts.
What?
Oh, shit. Hey, Samuel Rowe.
I'm the motherfucking fucking one who calls the shots. And you better pay me the respect that I gave your brother, or we're gonna have a problem.
Samuel Rowe, buddy, put down the crack pipe, man.
Now get the fuck out of here.
You come on, Samuel Rowe. Samuel Rowe, come on. You think we're actually jealous of Jalen Hurts? Okay, so I see Vado and Thomas Garrett, James Nooks. We got Roland review in here. All right, y'all chime in. Do we need to be fearful of Jalen Hurts in the offense?
Oh no.
No.
I think of Jalen Hurts right here on my camera.
Oh, here we go. I got my cockroach right here. We go. Right here on my Eagles toilet tissue.
Good Eagles go have open.
Hold on. Shout out to Filthy. Filthy even said to Samuel Rowe, stay off the crack. That's bad when an Eagle fan tells his own people, shut up, man, you stupid. There's Primetime Phil. What's up, Primetime? How are you doing, man?
How you doing, Mark? How you doing today?
Well, I'm hoping that Jefferson ends up being like Jaron Kearse. That maybe we get a guy that's a no-name. He comes in hungry, does a David Irving and becomes actually a really good player, because I think he's going to have an opportunity to play because of our lack of depth on our linebacking core. Would anybody else agree with that?
It's one of those things I'm almost excited about. Really, anybody they sign, but it's kind of bad because that's how they lowered the bar.
I mean, it really is. But you could go around and look at some of the big signings that teams have had, and 2 years later, they're releasing them and taking big cap hits. At least from the standpoint of that, we're not taking big cap hits. In fact, I think back to 2020 with all the guys that we signed, that none of them really busted a grape for us. And we got guys that were starters the year before. And so you start looking at it and saying, okay, Clinton Ha-Ha-Dix, he started, for the Bears every game, I think, the year before we signed him. We said, okay, that's an improvement over what we had, but he couldn't even get out of training camp. So is it conceivable that maybe some of the guys that we're looking at that are older players, that maybe that would have been the kind of situation that we would have had? And instead of, us playing the younger guys and getting them experience and things, that we're actually stunning their growth?
Excuse me.
Sometimes the NFL can be a fickle thing. I mean, you see guys hit the open market and you think they're going to be signed in 2 days, and then they just sit there. As an example, I remember when Des Bryant hit the open market, I was really shocked that nobody picked him up.
Well, the Cowboys didn't do him any favors because they waited so long before he was finally cut that by that time most people had filled in their rosters and was like, kind of like, did we want to take another flyer on him?
Excuse me, Mark. I sent you an email on that.
You sent me an email?
Yeah, on that particular situation.
I'll have to check my email and see what it is there, Vito. I'll check it after the show.
Remember over email.
Okay.
Mark,
Yeah.
It's crazy stuff. What dude just said about, "Are we jealous of Hurts?" That kind of junk make me want to start back. But I ain't gonna do that.
What?
I ain't gonna do that.
No, go ahead, Thomas. You were saying, we asked you before the show came on your thoughts about us signing. We tried Christian Sam at linebacker, and of course we signed Jefferson, not Justin Jefferson. He's ass. No, but damn, why can't I think of his first name? Damn, linebacker we just signed 2 days ago. Jefferson's his last name. I can't remember his first name.
The other one we signed's last name was Sam, wasn't it?
No. We signed Jefferson.
Malik Sam.
Malik.
I forgot his name. Malik Jefferson.
Malik, that's it. Malik Jefferson. Yeah, he's another lineman. And here's an interesting thing about him. He has played for the Colts, Cincinnati, Cleveland, the Chargers, and now the Cowboys. That's 5 C teams. Is that crazy? Every team he's been on has a C. So I guess if he gets cut by the Cowboys, he'll go to Carolina.
The messed up part about that is he's playing on teams that he never lasted long, and it bothersome. And what bothers me is Steve Jones. I can't call him Cowboy no more. I can't. I just can't. I can't call him Cowboy. I got a new nickname for him.
Nate Doyle Snail.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I can't believe I'm gonna do this. No, I can't believe I'm gonna do this for Stephen Jones. But hold on. Wait.
Not Cowboy no more. He's bitch boy.
Oh, okay. But let's look at the flip side of this.
The reason why he's bitch boy is because he's scared. He's scared.
But hold on, Thomas. Hold on though. Let's look at the Giants last year, okay? When they signed Kyle Rudolph, who had been a really good, tight end, right, for the Vikings, right? They signed Kyle Rudolph. They signed Devarius Slay. Oh no, not Devarius Slay. I mean, damn, the receiver they signed to go with them. Fuck. Tony, but also they signed a whole bunch of them, and not a single one of these guys. I mean, Kyle Rudolph had been a really good tight end for a long time. He didn't have 300 yards in receiving and got let go. And so you look at that, and a lot of us said, well, let's go get Kyle Rudolph. He's been a good player and stuff, right? 1 year he was ass. We saw that with Gerald McCoy. We saw that with Emerson Griffin. We saw that with Clinton Ha-Ha Dix. You couldn't tell me where we were in 2020 that Clinton Ha-Ha Dix wouldn't have been an improvement over the safeties we had. Everybody looked at that and said, okay, he's not great, but he's better than what we had. He couldn't even stay on the team through training camp.
He didn't even have a chance, really. I mean, he just cut him.
Kind of detrimental.
And
I thought he was more of a game-time player.
Yeah. Probably so. And, for those people out there that I've got the haters out there with Dak Prescott, and they talk about, Dak Prescott's always had all these great weapons and things. I think about how many receivers that have left the Cowboys and literally end up just kind of disappearing.
I think that's going to be a really good note for this year with James Washington coming in.
Yeah.
You got James Washington coming in with, a quarterback. Can you make that wide receiver better? Because, a lot of the receivers that have been here, I heard this was that a lot of the receivers that had been here have got guys that we've drafted. We've never brought somebody in to see, other than Cooper. But
Randall Cobb.
Did Cooper make Dak better, and did Dak make Cooper better?
That's my point right there.
I think James Washington's a really good example of something that could happen.
But we brought in Alan Hearns. Alan Hearns actually did play pretty well with us. Okay,
that leg thing is always what pops in my mind.
Right, but he was it was the second best yards per completion that he had in his career. He had one great year in Jacksonville before that. But then, of course, after leaving the Cowboys, he got on with Miami, but really wasn't very much. And you think about some of the other guys that we've had that have left the team that literally, other than like Cole Beasley, they're never really heard from again. So you can't exactly say that we've always had the cream of the crop, or guys have not left here as Cowboys wide receivers and all of a sudden become superstars because now they're not with Dak.
I think Cobbs was the other example, but I think Cobbs playing with Aaron, it was just so hard to bring him here and go, okay, Dak made him better. Well, he was already playing pretty well.
I'm gonna go ahead and say we actually got the perfect sample from Cobb, because Cobb, the last 4 years of his career, had dropped off the map. He was down to like 10.5 yards per completion and about 400 yards a season, and that was over the last 4. He came here with the Cowboys. He should have actually had 3 more touchdowns that were called back because of stupid penalties, but he averaged 14.9 yards per completion, which was the highest of his career, and got a big fat contract to go to the Texans with Deshaun Watson, and those numbers went from 14.9 with Dak down to like 11.2 as the number 1 receiver, and wasn't anywhere close to the 800 yards that he got with the Cowboys. And then he goes back with Aaron Rodgers, and he's back down to 400 yards. You look at the last 6 years of him, the peak is truly with Dak Prescott. So, now we're hearing rumors that it looks like, Deshaun Watson won't be suspended the whole season. So it'll be interesting to see how the numbers go for Amari Cooper with Deshaun Watson.
He may end up playing the whole season. It might go to arbitration.
Yeah.
Be like Zeke Elliott's whole thing where you just kept.
Could be.
I mean, if they're looking at 6 to 8 games or 4 to 6 games.
That'd be ridiculous. Honestly, that'd be ridiculous compared to you got one person accusing over on one side, you get 6 games.
With no settlement. Okay, now let's be clear here. The Texans settled with 30 people.
Yes, they just settled with 30 other parties.
To make the whole thing go away. Yeah. And he settled with 20 and probably will settle with the other 4. So that kind of admits that he did something. Mel X Jr. got you.
You know what's so crazy about that?
What's that?
Me and my cousin, we was listening to it on the radio this morning.
Uh-huh.
Deshaun Watson settled with 24 women, and today they said the Houston Texans settled with 30 women.
That's where I'm like, where did the other 6 come in?
Well, some of the women are smart and they just want the money and they're not even arguing.
Hold on.
They just saying,
pay my ass off. Have anybody ever sat and thought and think that Deshaun Watson may not be the only one that's involved in this? There may be other Houston Texans players.
It was Dan Snyder in the Washington started it.
There you go.
No, I'm talking about.
You mean in
Texas football players?
Okay. I gotta say, because it was always Washington. I bring some other team.
Okay.
And
Robert Kraft, I think, was in there too.
Well, no, but okay. I'm sorry, but here's the thing that doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. This does not make sense to me. Okay, everybody's got their freakiness. Okay, you are Deshaun Watson. You got big time money. You've got fame and fortune. Why is it you need to do this over and over again to the point where you have to get a non-disclosure, get the team involved? There are plenty of women that are more than happy to do anything that you want to do. If I were a single man and I look at Deshaun Watson and say, this is what you got to do to get a woman, then there's no hope for an old ass like me. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you at least go to a professional that's like down with this? I just don't understand it.
My point,
Or saying you're flooding the market.
Not only that, you're making all this money, and of all places, you're down in Houston where rumor has it that I ain't gonna say all the women in Houston, but most of the women down in Houston are buck wild.
Come on now, Thomas.
Not all of them now.
You can get anything.
I heard from a friend.
Come on, Thomas.
There's Mark Torres. What's up? Filthy says A.J. Brown is the best receiver in the division.
Not me.
Rob, you down in Texas, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, here we go. Now you're gonna change it.
Shout out to Marley Green. Got your super chat too.
But
oh man,
I've heard things. I've heard that.
Reputation.
Tell me a
It's
little
like
bit.
Hot
about
Lana.
Amber says, "Don't disrespect Deshaun Watson. Go Texans." Now, I'm sorry, but you know what? When you are an NFL player, you have to understand that you got a target on your back. And you know, I'm just saying that I'm sorry to have this many people come out the woodwork. There's got to be some smoke there. I'm sorry, you know, Amber. You know, you may be a Texans fan and all that. Actually, you ought to be mad because now he's gone, and you know, and so on. But I'm sorry, that's just not kosher. And if he only ends up getting 6 games, where you settled with 24 people, there was never even a settlement with Zeke Elliott. There was never even a court here. There was never there was nothing, and Zeke got 6 games.
Can we petition to have Roger Goodell fired?
They're
here's
not going
my
to fire
thing.
Robert Goodell. Robert Goodell's doing exactly what the owners want him to do, and that's take the bullets for them.
This is where I'm coming from. You know, I don't really care what they do to these guys. You know, I'm more of a leniency type of guy. You know, I really don't care. But it seems like every time Dallas is involved in something, we get the rule book thrown in our face.
Now here's where it'll be. Okay, now I tell you what. Watch this. Watch this happen.
Watson's getting rubs and whatever else is. You know
Watch this happen. Deshaun Watson gets 6 games. Kevin Joseph gets the year.
You know, I'm with Brian on.
I really don't care, but
I'm really with Brian on this because hey, you know, I said it once before, Mark. We're not involved. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not. But here's the thing. But I'm telling you, watch what happens. Deshaun Watson gets 6 games, and Kellen Joseph gets a year. Watch that happen. Would anybody be surprised if that happens?
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if they gave him a written warning.
yeah. I mean, I feel weird talking about, you know, I really could care less. But, you know, Zeke got, 6 games?
He got 6 games.
And he had to arbitrate that, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean.
And the thing was, it was every week you were going back and forth to court to play. It screwed up the whole season.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, you know, I'm still bitter about that. It seems like every time. Randy Gregory.
Oh, my God.
Even though he's gone, Randy Gregory. They just
for smoking weed. Okay, for smoking weed.
Yeah. For passing the Dutch to the left.
Right.
Yeah, but you should be rewarded for showing that you're going to.
Well, you get.
He had more going on. I mean, he's bipolar. He didn't want to take his meds. There's a lot more there.
Mm-hmm.
They should have been more receptive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you saw that Lionel Collins was getting all those drug tests, can you imagine how many Randy Gregory was getting?
Oh, he was tested weekly. See, here's the thing. Here's the ironic thing about Randy Gregory is, he was probably smoking a lot less weed than most people. But the thing is, he had to be tested every single week. So if you smoked weed twice, you're getting busted. Okay.
Yep.
Former Eagle and Super Bowl winner and NFL Man of the Year,
Michael
Long.
Jeremiah Trotter?
No, Long.
Yeah.
Howie's son. Chris Long, who's now an advocate for smoking weed, just said, listen, you know, around April 20th, you're going to get tested.
Right.
You stop smoking weed for the month before that. You are good for the next year. And he said for that month, you take over-the-counter meds or you drink extra alcohol. But we smoked like crazy every week of the season. Okay? So everybody else is smoking weed and everything else because they're good because they passed their one test of the year. That's the thing. You can't fail the test. If you fail the test, you are now under the microscope every single week. You got to take a piss test. Yeah. Once you're in the program. And that was the problem for Randy. He probably smoked, like I said, on the grand scale of things, less weed than everybody else. But because he was in the system, he's going to get busted.
He got up at the wrong time.
Yeah. His mistake was at the combine getting busted. That was the mistake.
Yeah, but then he failed twice.
But again, after he failed from the combine, then that means they're testing you on a regular.
Yeah.
Once you get busted one time, you are now in the program, and you get tested weekly.
All it takes is that one time.
Yeah, that was the mistake, and that's where all the players know, don't get busted. April is coming around. Just be cool for that month, and you're okay. But, now it's not a suspendable offense, so, he's safe now. Although he's still dealing with the shoulder injury. We'll see how he plays actually this season.
You say some bullshit?
That's right, B.A.M.
He's on a roll today.
Yeah, I caught that. Okay.
Carolina Cowboys said Randy didn't get the memo. He sure didn't get the memo.
No, they just trying to. Oh, the Dallas, they deserved it, but anybody else, they don't deserve it. That's BS.
You got 31 other teams right behind him going, yeah, give it to him.
Of course. Interesting thing I saw with Skip and Shannon, they were talking about the running back rankings, and that Zeke Elliott is no longer a top 10 running back. And they basically put him. This is what was funny, because they put him in the category. They said, okay, they went through the top 10 of the who they thought were top 10 ones on the list, and then they got honorable mentions and stuff, and that they said they put him in there as an honorable mention top 10, but they basically put him up there with Christian McCaffrey and Barkley.
The thing is with them putting Zeke that low.
Yeah,
you know what that is. That's just publicity. That's just gonna get them views.
That's what, and more than anything else, that's exactly what it is. Because like Chris Canty the other day went through, and he did a list of the most overrated players in the NFL, and his list, of course, started with Dak Prescott is the most overrated, followed by Christian McCaffrey, Khalil Mack, Darwin James. And I'm trying to think who else. But here's the thing that's funny.
Are we?
Say what?
I don't agree with 4 of those.
We're not going to give it any credence. It's just clickbait. They want us to talk about it, and that's what we're doing.
And that's exactly what we're doing.
Dak Prescott is not overrated. Dak Prescott.
We could talk about it, but
if anything, Dak Prescott is underrated. You
well, my whole thing is not overrated if you go every game and you're have a game plan against them.
If Carson Wentz had half the stats and accolades that Dak had, he'd be a top 3 quarterback.
Oh, of course. Yeah. And they're still trying to tout Carson Wentz as, great. Well, if you listen to Dan Orlowski, that still swears that he has a Hall of Fame pedigree.
This will be the year, because we don't have Amar. Everybody's saying how bad we're going to do, and not everybody, all the talking heads who want ratings. So if he gets out to like a hot start, then what's going to be the excuse next? What's the next excuse?
Right. Donald Dobson Jr., the way you can become part of the Zoom call is if you become a channel member, not a subscriber, but a channel member. You go to the community tab, and the link is in there for channel members to be able to call in. Shout out to all the channel members here that are actually zooming in on the call that are there. And when you do, you also get a shot glass, and depending on the level, a rack and things like that. There's no way in the world that I can look at Zeke Elliott and say he's still not one of the top 10. He finished, even though – here's the thing that's crazy is if you look at all the statistics from the yards for the season, touchdowns, and everything else, he's still in the top 10 in almost every category, with the exception of yards per carry. But you could look at the 4.8 he was doing the first half of the season versus the 3.9 the second half when the offensive line went downhill and he had a tore PCL. If you had a tore PCL and you were still in the top 10 in all those categories and you're healed, I got to think that you're still part of that top 10. And one of the players they put in there.
What type of running back are you backing him up with?
They just let a Hardy go.
But see, here's what was funny is they're saying, oh, Alvin Kamara, he's a better running back, ranking him. But Alvin Kamara only averaged like 3.7 yards a carry last year. And missed games.
And this is on Kellen Moore. If you look at it, Zeke has been his best when he has that fullback in front of him.
True.
That is when Zeke has been his best. Because he got somebody to... Because last year, as everybody know, our offensive line was not what it was supposed to be. And 2 tight end sets.
Well, the other thing that's also working against Zeke, though, too, is the evolution of the offense. His rookie year, because everybody points out, well, his rookie year, he had a 112-yard average and, this, that, and the other. But the offense ran the ball more then than what they do now. We know that Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy love the pass. They're going to throw the ball more. The football, running the football is just kind of like one of those things they kind of have to do. It's like, I got to take out the trash because I'm married. Okay, I don't really want to take out the trash, but I got to take out the trash. And that's how Mike McCarthy looks at running the football. So his carries have gone down every single year, and it's not because of, I won't say, I don't think it's because of ability, but you can also look at the offensive line has digressed from 2016 to now. That offensive line is nowhere near opening the holes that used to be there.
Great.
That boy, he fought for that contract.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm on record. Wait, hold up. Brian, a.k.a. Cumboy, I just found out that Jaquan Hardy has been released today. Yeah, he was released.
Yeah,
he's
signed
probably
Sam.
going to be re-signed, but they needed a roster spot. But getting back to Zeke, I actually think Zeke is going to be in a position where he's going to have a big bounce back.
Oh, I think he's going to have a huge one.
And remember we talked about after the year, Zeke taking a more team-friendly deal, which I still think will happen. I still think he will, but I'm thinking he's going to have a 1,300, 1,400-yard season, and I honestly believe that. And that might cloud it a little bit, you know. He might have a little more leverage. So we'll see. But regardless, he's going to have a big year. And if anybody in here who's ever hurt their knee, they know playing with what he played with
is impossible. At running back?
Well, it's more of a stable thing. That like ligament, your knee will go all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's real impressive that because he was playing in pain, but it was very impressive. I mean, he should not have been playing.
That's why when people sit here and down talk Zeke, I get pissed off because it's like, look at Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, he gets hurt every fucking year.
Yeah.
Listen, he hasn't gotten hurt up until last year, okay? And he's got. No, I'm talking about Zeke. He has.
Okay.
And I don't think he's had to have surgery yet, has he?
He
hasn't
had any
surgeries.
I don't want to. Yeah.
None.
So relatively healthy, even with that. It was a partial tear. It heals itself.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of it, and Mark had spelled this out, I think a few weeks back. When you got guys that are coming through the line of scrimmage
and hitting you in the backfield.
Yeah, you're like, I would say you're putting weight in weird directions. You're falling back. It's not like you're going forward with a head of steam. Remember Emmett?
Mm-hmm.
Emmett always had 5 yards before he even got contacted. So it's a lot different. So I expect it to be better this year. We shall see.
Well, I think with Tyler Smith, okay, I don't know what the penalty situation will be with him, but I think he's got a lot more power and mass to work with than Connor Williams did.
I would worry about 2 other positions before.
Well, no, I'm just thinking that the improvement right there at guard is going to help the center so much, because our problem was we were weak with 2 positions side by side, center and guard there, and that was truly where you got attacked. And if you cannot control the middle of the field right there, it's hard to run the football. If Tyler Smith can be a road grader right there, that will help Badish.
Tight end anyway.
Yeah. Well, Ferguson will help with that.
Tyler Smith is going to have Tyron Smith, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be the linchpin is how healthy is Tyron Smith.
He's not going to get overpowered to the point where he rolls into Tyron Smith's knee.
Yeah. Beto, yes.
I think people are overlooking Tyron Smith.
Well,
We're overlooking who?
Tyron Smith.
He said people's overlooking Tyler Smith.
Tyler Smith. Oh yeah. I hope.
People are overlooking him big time.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, we need that
I'm more concerned about what happens when Tyron Smith goes down. That's my concern.
But
right now, that's what I wouldn't even worry about. Biotis. Biotis is the guy. From what I'm hearing, he's had a great offseason. He's longer. I think primetime Phil just hit it. It's going to be the Tyron Smith. Can he stay healthy? If he stays healthy, it's going to be a big year.
Brian Harding, Washington fan, believes that Tony Pollard is our horse. See, I'm worried about Tony Pollard trying to be an every down back. I don't think that he's got the build and the makeup to be able to hold up to that wear and tear.
Well, I mean, even if he
That's
was
what-
the
that's
first,
why I
I
laugh
think
when
you're
people
still
say that.
switching them back and forth. You're still doing the exact same thing. You just may start the other one over the other one, but
Yeah.
you're still doing the exact same thing. I don't think you change it.
Mm-hmm. Agree. I agree. I think you froze up on us,
Funny
Phil.
when people say Tony Pollard should be the #1 running back. If they really knew football and they watched his running style, he's not built.
He's
to be
really
a
an outside
#1.
guy.
He's built to be that scat back.
Yeah.
He's more of
He used
the
to be that
Alvin
scat back
Kamara
in that
type.
situational bad.
Yeah,
He's built more to be that Alvin Kamara kind.
exactly.
Alvin Kamara has never been a dynamic #1. Every time he's succeeded is when he has
And
somebody in the
that's not
backfield
a knock
with him.
on. And that's not a knock on Tony Pollard. What will happen at the end of the year, most likely, is another team is going to overpay him to be an every down back.
Yep.
And then
he's going to fail.
Yeah, and I'm not wishing that on him.
And he's going to get hurt.
He's just not that back.
He just needs a complimentary back wherever he goes, though.
Actually, I'm excited the way they're going to use him because they're going to use him the way they've been, should have used him
Get him in
out of the
space.
passing game more. Exactly. Get him the ball.
I think James Washington slides right in with Gallup. I mean, when you think about the year that they signed Gallup, there was between him and James Washington. They were looking at him with a lot of same skill set. So him sliding in there in the #2 while Gallup's out, I think that's a very big possibility. I mean, you still got wide receivers moving around here and there within the offense, but I don't.
And Tober.
Oh, shout out to Tay Cowboys. I mean, I'd be quiet knowing I just got my ass swept. Way to go. I love that. Shout out to Tay Cowboys on that one. But you know what? It kills me with Eagle fans, especially Washington ones that are in here chirping about how great they are when they all got their ass handed to them. I agree. The Eagles got better, but they got a long ways to go to get anywhere close to what our team did last year.
Like Vach says, they didn't get 30-plus points better.
And our defense got better.
Our defense, I think, is going to be a lot better.
Yeah. Our offense got worse,
The
though.
worry for me is, and maybe this is unfounded, but when you look past the starters, we got a lot of guys without experience and a lot of guys you've never heard of before.
But they all have skill set.
I mean, are you ready for Josh Ball to be starting for Tyron Smith if he goes down?
Josh Ball's not starting for anybody, though. Even if
No.
Okay.
Matt Lesko,
Right now.
Matt Lesko before.
Are you ready for Matt Lesko as a rookie to step in for
I'm
Tyron
gonna tell
Smith?
you right now, Josh Ball he can be a good player.
Well, he
I'd
can
be lying
but,
if I. Yeah.
I mean, you can't put your hopes on him. I don't know if he even makes the season because of the injury part.
I'd be lying if I said I know where those guys are at right now, but Lesko, he needed to get a little stronger from what I was,
He needs to
hearing.
get stronger in his ass.
Like a year.
And Ball, that's one thing he is very strong. I don't know where he's at.
Exactly.
It is
You haven't
rehab,
seen
yeah.
him. I mean, that might be a good thing. That might be a good thing. You know how the Cowboys love to hide players and not put film out there so other people don't grab them and stuff like that.
Yeah, one of two things are going to happen in the next month, and Mark will be out there watching the training camp. That's what I'm excited about, is to see guys like Josh Ball, see guys like Lesko.
Thomas, look at that damn gun you got there. Thomas, you been working out, dude?
That's what I want to see because there's a good chance that we're going to need him.
I want to see the center Lindstrom. I want to see
You thought I've been doing
Lindstrom?
what?
Exactly.
It looks like you got some guns over there when you leave. I'm like, wait a minute. You been
Thomas,
bitch slapping
you wanted
them
to say
Titans
something. Go ahead,
fans out there or something?
Hey,
I'm going to whoop some ass, isn't
to shut everybody up, the law office of Smith & Smith is open.
Oh, okay.
The law office of Smith & Smith is open.
All right.
Smith and Tyler Smith is going to open holes for Zeke and Tony Pollard.
Okay, I hear you talking. I'm hoping you're right on that.
Hey, that's all it
And
is.
there's
too.
no
The
hope
law-
about
the
it.
law
I
office is
think it's
open.
going to happen.
Here's the thing
The law office is open.
Here's the thing that's kind of funny to me because you can't have two things that are both right. 1 minute they talk about, well, the Cowboys are Super Bowl, favorite, right? Or should be a contender and that they disappoint. But then they gone through and said Zeke Elliott's washed up. The Cowboys are ass losing to Amari Cooper. That Losing Lyle Collins and Connor Williams at the offensive line stinks.
But we know better, Mark. We know
But
the team
they
was
say
better
that
without Lyle Collins.
Oh
in
my
the
God!
lineup.
But the funny thing is,
way more.
most people don't realize that the first 8 games of the season, the offensive line played great, and he didn't play in 7 of those games.
Nope.
I challenge anybody that goes through the injuries that we had mid-season, not season-ending, but still, when you miss 4, 5, 6 games at a clip, that affects your season, especially on the offensive line. I challenge any team to do what we did and end up with 12 wins. You know, I wanted to win in the playoffs. We lost by the 1 possession. Okay.
Well, the fact that you get rid of some talent, and I think I've said this before, the fact that you get rid of talent and it's not, holding up here, but it's still an upgrade for other teams,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. Like Connor Williams, they're loving Connor Williams. Now wait till they get into a game and he's holding and grabbing. And, then talk to me. You know what I mean? So that's a big point too.
They always love every ex-Cowboy player.
Yeah, that's why I said we may exactly, Votto. That's why I said we may lose Pollard at the end of the year, and somebody's going to pay him like a lead back, and they'll find out that he's a great back, but he's not a lead guy.
And if we do lose him and they pay him big money, it's okay. At least you get a compensatory pick.
Yeah, it's going to be the pick.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, just like.
But they got some electric running backs coming out this year or next year. I mean,
even quarterbacks too. So I mean, that's where.
Yeah, well, Eagles will probably be looking for a quarterback, right?
I think your Eagles.
Yeah. Or a running back.
Yeah, well,
I think that's our tight end.
Well, I don't know. What the all-star team that they have, they may not have any holes. So,
you know who I'm upset with?
Thomas, you over here getting some love. Ava says, check out your Facebook page. You got the guns. And somebody else said, we need your ass on the offensive line. Okay.
No.
No, you notice how he's sitting now. You notice that now he's trying to show the guns. Look at that.
I was a fullback.
I want to send Thomas through the A gap or B gap and just light one of the linebackers up.
Oh man! All right.
Hey, and I love blocking in the trenches.
Yeah.
He's probably got a little CTE going on.
You know what? Yeah, I know I do.
I probably do.
Oh man.
CT working in me right now.
We all got a little CTE. I don't care what anybody says. I was born in the early 70s. My mom said, "I'll see you when the street lights come and go off."
Well, let me ask you guys, what position battle are you guys looking most forward to in training camp?
Linebackers,
wide receivers.
No, not so much linebacker. Yeah. I would say
defensive tackles. I mean, anybody you see.
Defensive
Osa's the big one. Neville Gallimore. I mean, you got some rotation guys in there. I mean, I want to see how Goldston looks now that he's bigger and he's going to be into that rotation.
I think Tristan Hill's gone.
I would say.
Oh my God! You hope he's.
I would say I'm interested in. As far as I think the most interesting is the wide receiver, just because we don't know about Washington, how he's going to fit with Dak. I think there's how good is Tolbert going to be coming out of the gate? How is he going to look? I mean, we all know Dallas's defense is stacked. I mean,
I'm excited about in the defense.
Stacked with young guys.
For me, is the safety position. Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
What a turnaround from 2 years ago.
Yeah, for real.
I just think there's more questions as far as, well, what's, like the young receiver going to do? What's the young kid that Vach he can't stand? Or who's the new guy that's 6'6" and runs? He was on the practice squad. His name is
Thatcher.
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 Yeah, I mean. I'm interested to see all those guys. You
hear some things.
They're limited on linebacker right now. We know the names. We know who's going to play. So I don't know that that's exciting or what's going to play out.
Yeah,
we know
these guys signed now are camp bodies, really.
Yeah.
It looked like they have some information that we don't have on that new linebacker they signed that they got rid of Hardy.
Yeah.
Well, I think Hardy will be coming back.
Malik Jefferson.
Yeah, Jefferson.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
I think he has trouble reading defenses a little bit. I mean, reading offenses. So.
D line,
they said
cornerbacks.
I'm looking forward to it all, to be honest.
Quarterback battle. Who's gonna be
I'm
number
just happy football will be back. Right?
I just think that the Cowboys know who's going to be their rotation
already
already
know.
on D-line.
But who's gonna be
We already
number
know
2
who's
at
gonna
your
be-
corners?
Kelvin Joseph.
Yeah, that's a good one. Corner's a good one
Anthony
because
Brown is still holding it down, even though
Yeah, but Kelvin
But they're
Joseph
gonna
was a second
push-
round pick from last year.
You're
they're going to
hoping,
push
man.
him big time.
You're hoping there is no competition and that he just takes it,
Yeah, hopefully he's good. I think he's got the talent. It's just if that was a wake up call,
I think
Well,
appreciate that a lot more.
just because we're still not out of the woods yet with him. We don't know if he's going to be suspended or not because there's
yeah,
Alvin
he'll be
Kamara.
suspended. But we have
4 games in.
You know,
Yeah.
he would-
no,
yeah.
He's in it for 12 games. What are you talking about? It's the Cowboys.
Right.
Hey, don't,
Well,
don't-
some-
I'm telling you, don't be
So-
surprised if he gets more time
his fault
than
to
Watson
do it.
does.
Well, I know, but you know how that goes. He was in the car with him.
Watson Street, you get another game.
Didn't come forward, all that stuff.
Well, he seems to be definitely the church mouse now. He has definitely kind of changed things around, even in his music. It's a little bit different. Yeah, I think he might have been scared straight.
Well, to Watson's defense, and all the ladies, please, just cover your ears.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Watson came out and said he never finished. So technically, he didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, hey, that's typical males. Typical.
Oh!
Is that what you're saying?
Oh!
Nothing new to see here, folks. Typical.
Whoa!
It wasn't me.
Right is right.
I
wrong
said
is wrong.
nothing into that situation there.
Right is right,
Okay.
wrong is wrong.
Stacy Schubert, our resident female here. So, okay, well, Stacy, let's ask you then, okay, and not to get into this.
Obviously, I was being,
No, but the whole situation
facetious. I
there.
was just saying.
You think he should be suspended? Do you think that there's something
Yeah,
there? I mean, it's just. I'm sorry. It just sounds.
Most definitely.
You look for people online that are masseuses, and you have here's a non-disclosure agreement for what I'm about to do. It just
Too much
just
money,
seems.
man, for that.
But the thing is you got.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry. That's
Mark, I think Washington is underrated.
you think he's overrated? I honestly think he's overrated too.
I think he's a real good ball player. I'm not going to take nothing away from him. One thing has nothing to do with the other.
But he only had one good season, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because of the team around him.
Oh wait a minute. Are you giving
Are
you giving the excuse that you have to have players around him? That's not what the media does to Dak.
Is Russell Wilson going to be better from where Seattle? In Denver?
That's going to be. You know what? I think Russell Wilson's kind of on the tail end side of his. He's taken a lot of hits over the years and stuff. I'm not sure Russell Wilson is going to be as great as everybody thinks he was going to be.
Definitely a better team.
Definitely a better. I agree. It's definitely a better team, and you'll have mile high, so you'll have that extra lack of oxygen up there to help the balls fly. But I think that he's actually kind of beginning to go downhill. But that's just me. I could be wrong. I could be just a player hater
The
on that one.
numbers don't lie. Russell is not a top 10 quarterback right now.
And he's getting injured.
You could try and project. Yeah, you could try and project well with this, but no, you can't project in one aspect and then they criticize Dak for another aspect. No, he's not a top 10. That list that I saw was ridiculous. Absolutely. But whatever.
But you can't say he didn't have talent around him.
He did.
I mean,
well, his
DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett, and
He constantly was always rushing away and running for his life, throwing. So that's what I always thought.
I expect him to have a good year this year. So I think he will reemerge. But aren't we going by what you've done? Just like Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to take a step back.
Well, he's definitely in a tough division.
Yeah.
He's going to be battle tested. I tell you that.
Ridiculous division.
Yeah, you look at the quarterbacks in that division. Jeez. And this is where it's kind of crazy that you look at this and say, this could be the year, if you're a really good team in the NFC, to go to the Super Bowl.
Of course.
And this is where you kind of say, Stephen Jones, especially when you think about the money that's going to be flowing in the NFL. Next year is when the television money starts kicking in. You know, DirecTV is losing Sunday Ticket. It's already rumored that it's going to double from $1.5 to $3 billion, and you know it might end up being Amazon says we'll give you $4 billion because we just want it that much over Apple, and that deal alone is $22.5 million per team in salary cap.
And I heard that Apple is making you subscribe to him when you pay for Apple TV.
Yeah, it's gonna. Well, right now Apple is leading in it, so it'll be streamed. I'm glad that my 2-year commitment ends after this football season with DirecTV, because the only time I actually use my DirecTV is football season Sunday Ticket, and it's kind of ridiculous to be
I
paying
did that
every
for
month.
years, Mark. I had to pay all year, and then I would shut it down after the football season. I got tired of doing it.
Yeah, well, I kind of need to for, you know.
No, I
like,
know, but most of the games.
But and the thing is,
yeah, I get it.
Most of the Cowboy games are on television.
Right.
And then it used to be the ones that weren't. I would go down to Lucky Sports Bar that was down from us and
Wild
stuff.
Wings or something.
Yeah, and watch it. But then it was like I can't really stream the same way. So it's like you know I got to invest into it.
It's
So
awesome having all the TVs, man. You definitely got the hookup. That's what I'm saying. You need it, but
yeah,
I got tired of it, and I hated the dish being on the side of my house.
I hate that too. I hate the frickin' dish. So yeah, I'd much rather stream it. So yeah. I'm not an Apple person, but hey, the wife will have Apple TV, and so we'll have it for that.
Yeah.
Ava says, same here, Mark. I love weed. Left out all Gina T. What's up, Gina? How are you doing? Deshaun Watson didn't even finish the job. Oh, Lord. Now Deshaun Watson's getting clowned.
Go get him, Stacy.
Oh, Lordy. Wait to open up that door, Stacy. Thanks a lot.
That was me.
Oh, what's up, Lola? How are you doing?
That was my bad attempt at humor, I guess.
Oh, boy.
I'm here. Estrogen. There's too much testosterone.
Well, you know, we don't mind the ladies
Keep
up
us in
in
check.
He didn't. So Roland, he didn't get that happy ending, huh?
Oh well, hold up, Thomas. That's over the line. Come on.
Hey, she opened up the door, Brian.
I opened it.
You know, well, maybe that.
I think we're good.
I mean, maybe that was his freak thing on there, where he shocks them and all that, and they leave, and that's
maybe You know, I mean, maybe he did the Bill Cosby thing where he drugged them, right? You know.
Well, let's not go that far, but you know. You had Darren Sharper, which this was the one that blew my mind was Darren Sharper when you bring up drugging women and stuff, and it's like, why does Darren Sharper need to drug somebody? I mean, how sick are you? I mean, I wish I looked that good and had that kind of money and Super Bowl ring. Are you kidding me? This is where the stuff to me just does not make any sense whatsoever.
I would like to talk to you
about your pudding. Okay. All right. Everybody who did a super chat tonight, we're going to be doing the drawing tomorrow night during our live stream for Bob Lilly that we have right here. And I'm actually running out of my Cowboys legends. I've got DeMarcus Ware left over there is the only other one that I have, that and Michael Irvin. But we will be giving those away before training camp. And training camp is only, 10 days away from our first practice?
Yeah.
We sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player.
Not a
we
game.
in here talking about practice.
Not a game.
I mean,
Not
talking about practice.
That's right. I can't wait for us to be talking about practice, man. I'm so sick of all the lists and all the bullshit and everything else. But have you noticed that the Eagles, now we got our diehards, our Philadelphias, our filthy and things like that. But have you noticed that they've kind of slowed down a little bit in their trash talking?
Yes.
They're not coming through as hard as they were.
Well, they have nothing else to say. They can't.
I mean, I haven't seen Jordan Davis coming in here anymore and saying, I'm coming for your meats.
Mark.
Yes, sir.
Points. I'm just thinking about the 90 points that we scored.
In their mind, that didn't happen. I think that's the bird flu that they have right now. Selective memory.
Yeah, well, did you see Philly's latest video? He said the one thing that would hurt us is if hurt the Eagles is if we
Jalen Hurts
made a trade for DK.
Yeah, I
Smith.
saw it, but
That's the one move that's left. I keep hearing, I don't think I would do it. I like Debo better, but that's the one thing I'm waiting to see because it's like it's been such a boring offense, off season. That I could see a big move, but then I look at the numbers and I'm like, they're not going to do that. It doesn't make sense numbers wise.
I mean, you think about this, like 2 or 3, they're gonna want like 3 first-rounders, and it's like you think about 3 first-rounders. That's a Tyler Smith. That's a Micah Parsons. That's a third person that you're giving.
I wouldn't do
that's
that.
a CD Lamb and Micah Parsons.
Like that.
I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah, that would be a lot because that's cash.
I would just
and
say
picks.
that the Eagles are going to get off to a good start. Now, if they don't get off to a good start,
they're
going to have an epically bad season, and that's going to be horrible. Everybody in here expect us to be tied or maybe a game behind after a month of the season. That's just the way it's going to play out.
Yeah,
they're gonna suck, man. In my opinion,
but I mean, their schedule, Marley, is so
yeah,
easy.
they got it's a cake schedule.
I think game 1 they might lose though. I think game 1 in Detroit they might lose.
But Brian,
I don't think Jalen Hurts all the way there.
You just took the words out of my mouth, Brian, because I said it. Detroit, Philly, they're gonna start up. They're gonna start up pretty good, but they're gonna lose their season opener against Detroit. Write it down.
It's gonna be a good game.
Then that's going to be the question that first week. Is it because Detroit good or because Philly doesn't?
I don't know, man. I don't like Philly, man.
I'm just trying to keep it real here. I'm just saying that there's a decent chance that after 4 or 5 games we're going to be looking at the Eagles, but then it turns around. Our schedule gets a lot easier.
They've got the Lions to start with. Hold on, wait. They got the Lions to start with. Then they have the Vikings. Okay, and that's a night game, September 19th. Then they play the Commanders, and that could be an emotional game for Carson Wentz. That might be the Washington Commanders. It doesn't say if it's in Philly or not. Let me go to there.
It's in Washington.
I can see the Washington Commanders wanting to.
That means Wentz might not even make it to Philly's game. Damn.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So they play at Detroit. They play at home against Minnesota. They play in Washington at the toxic waste dump where Hurts was almost hurt by the stadium falling on him. Okay. Then they play the Jaguars. They play at Arizona. That might not be the Cardinals. I could see beating them.
But I mean
and then we play
easy part of their schedule.
Okay,
and that's our hard part of the schedule. Is the
and so then we play them week 6.
So if we're even, then that's great. I'm just saying. It'll be interesting to go game by game this year. It really will be fun. To look ahead and look back at the previous week. That's going to be interesting.
It's gonna be cool to break down all the games.
Yeah, it definitely will be good.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that next Sunday. Before the preseason gets here.
Like schedule.
I mean, yeah, we'll go through the schedule on them, but the thing is, you just never know. Nobody saw Cincinnati being a team that was going to go to the Super Bowl. I don't know anybody that said Cincinnati, watch out for them this year. Everybody figured that their coach was on the hot seat and was going to be, fired, and was Joe Burrow. Could Joe Burrow stay healthy?
They're not sneaking up on anybody this year, Mark.
No, I think that they're going to be coming back down to earth.
A lot tougher competition over there.
Yeah.
I think the only real juggernauts, are the Rams. I think Tampa Bay is going to take a step back.
He's lost a lot of his receivers.
Yeah. So
the fact that Tampa Bay is talking about signing Kyle Rudolph.
At the right time.
Defense has got
at the right time.
Yeah, if you get hot at the right time.
And anything and everything can happen this NFL. Nobody can be go with ball.
Yeah, Selena.
Almost go to Super Bowl.
Yeah, Selena Harris, the curse of Troy Aikman and Joe Buck. I hear you. I hate when they do our games.
Oh, jeez. And Romo, too.
No, you don't have to worry about that, no.
I hate when they do our games. It just seems like Aikman goes out of his way to be a dick. Excuse my French.
Nah, no excuses necessary. It's the truth.
No, I
It's the
feel you
truth.
there.
You know, it's like, all right, bro, you're trying too hard. Come on, you know.
Well, Joe Buck makes it worse too.
But let me see, they doing just one game this year, aren't they?
Monday Night Football.
Yeah, against the Giants.
Yeah.
So we really don't have to worry about them suckers.
Well, that's probably that's really good news.
I will say this though, like, you know, I mean, after we started the way we did and we saw what our defense was going to be, and it was building throughout the year, I'm excited that the Eagles are better. I mean, it is more fun when, you know, the rest of the division is a little bit better. You know, it's, you know, well, because when you get to the playoffs and you know, go 6-0 like we've done a few times, and then you get to the playoffs, it's almost like you're smelling yourself. You want to have tests. You want to have a tough test towards the end of the year that we come out of on the victor side, and then we roll into the playoffs. It's like, you know, it's not a bad thing that the division is better. It's not.
I don't like them.
I don't want it to be a cakewalk. I want it
Listen, we're still winning the division, so.
Yeah, I believe it. I like your attitude. Let's go.
I want to win the division to where we still got our feet on the ground instead of trying to ride high and thinking we're unfucking touchable like we have been the last few times we win the division. We need our guys smacked in the face before the playoffs start.
Yeah, we need that signature win.
Put their ass to the fire.
We need that signature win. That's why I think this first game of the year
would be it would set the tone. It would set the tone.
Nice.
Yeah,
I think it'd be nice if we. I don't care if it's close or not, but if we can hurt Brady, like put him in the turf a few times, you know what I mean, and he's gonna get up looking, you know,
get that defense all fired up. Move on with the season.
And that's what we're going to need. We really are going to need that defense to show up and be able to shut down some runs and definitely get after the quarterback's ass.
You know, every game he's gonna look for a flag or complain like a bitch. He's gonna look for a flag or complain like a bitch.
I hope we don't have no more practices called off for team building activities.
Yeah, he's like, every time he looks for a flag or he complains like a bitch.
Nice one, is that what he said, Phil?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, man. Y'all crazy.
Wow, that's true, though.
That's why I laughed. I was like, wow.
Well,
I want to see Jabril Cox and Micah Parsons eating this year. I don't want to see Leighton Vander Esch taking reps from Jabril Cox. I want to see Jabril Cox out there balling his ass off.
I want to see everybody balling their ass.
I want to see Sam get his first.
I want us all to eat crow about LVE. That's what I want. I want him to prove us all wrong. That's the thing.
Hey, he had a good year last year.
He was not bad last year.
He did.
He wasn't great, but he wasn't bad. He wasn't his
if
normal.
he stays healthy.
He cried a little bit when Jalen Smith left. I mean, but you couldn't blame him for that. He lashed out at the fans. He was all like, "Leave us alone. Leave Jalen alone."
He did.
We got his panties in a bunch.
Yeah, I was like, "It's okay, LV. We still love you, man."
Yeah.
I don't know if I love him, but I like him.
When he
because
makes
he's on
that
our
like
team.
interception at the right time, you'll love him then.
No, you do. You jump in the air and you're like, excited.
He'll does his wolf call.
Mark, you look good out there, brother. With with that outdoor set, man, that looks nice.
Oh yeah. Well, you can.
Nice and
I got
tight.
your seat right here, man. The chair from the old stadium, right there, ready for you.
Yeah,
come
we'll
on
have
down.
to talk about that. I'm thinking I have some plans for you.
Okay. Well, here's what's kind of cool. It's actually beginning to rain out here, and we're still dry. So yeah, it's definitely
looks nice, though.
I am ready for the season to get here. I know David
Jungle
Wiley.
Cruise at Disney.
Yeah, well, it's not that far of a drive for you to get down here, buddy. The one thing that you can look at is there's a lot of guys that are on one-year prove-it deals, and Leighton Vander Esch is one of those guys. The incentive for these guys to actually ball out is definitely on them. You don't think Tony Pollard wants to have a great season so that way he can either get paid by the Cowboys or somebody else? You know what I mean?
Be a Chicago
I don't think he wants to be in Dallas no more.
Well, either way, he still needs to show up to get that big contract.
I mean, he's definitely in a position to make an impact whether we want him to or not because of the linebacking depth. I mean,
listen, I can't blame Tony Pollard for wanting to make money, man. He plays that position where you have a 3 to 5 year run at best if you're getting the ball. So,
and then a lifetime of
bag. I don't blame him at all. I don't blame Zeke. And just real quick, like you're looking at the landscape. It seems like a lot of these players that haven't signed, maybe they're not really wanting long-term deals anyway because of this new TV contract. Maybe I think a lot of them want one-year deals, So, that's a good thing for the team and for the player.
I tell you what,
and and they're probably setting themselves up, with this new deal coming up. They're probably setting themselves up for a big deal when the new.
Well, that's why I said Tony Pollard's probably gone because we think he's,
I think Zeke and Shaquille. I think Barkley, Zeke, those guys ruined it for running backs for a little bit of time.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, you won't see a number one pick for a back in a while.
Yeah, just in the sense of the contracts, giving them big contracts because they get injured and So I think
Christian McCaffrey's been injured his whole career.
Yeah, it's true. But they signed
especially
him anyways. I think that was weird.
Especially since he signed his big deal. He's only played like 8 games.
He signed his big deal coming back from an injury.
Yeah.
But everybody complains about Zeke.
Yeah, sure. Everybody does.
It's Avado. It's up to Zeke this year to stay healthy. It's up to Dallas to block for him. It's up for Kellen Moore to call actual running plays.
Yeah.
And if that happens, Zeke will have the last laugh because he's going to be with 1,400 yards.
Yeah. I have to agree with you on that 100%.
Yeah, let's.
You're only as good as your offensive line is. It go offensive line. You bullshit. You probably gonna be trouble playing football.
Yeah, you gotta run the ball.
Because I used
David Wiley.
I've been around football all my life. I'm pretty noble.
Well, you need to tell Kellen Moore that, Vato.
Yeah. I'm thinking that we're still going to have to. This is the NFL. I don't think you're going to go and have 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You're going to have to throw to set up the run. But once you have a lead, and I don't mean throw downfield, I mean, like short passes to Pollard. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Most teams have to do that now. You just don't start out running. It doesn't work that way anymore. But you could have a controlled passing attack to set up Zeke and then let him eat once the offensive line, and Mark knows, I think you played a line at some point in your life, they want to run the ball. So once you
love running the football.
Then it's fun.
Yeah,
but not just that, but look at the landscape of our offense right now. We have receivers that are yak guys. We don't have receivers that catch the ball and go down. We got receivers that actually fight for extra yards now.
Yeah.
They're more physical. Our offensive line is with Tyler Smith. We got that nasty. Because you got to admit, Terrence Steele also got some nasty to him.
You can get a 1st and 5 or like a 2nd and 5 or 2nd and 4 just as easy throwing a quick screen or just a quick controlled pass to somebody. And
well, that's where Tony Pollard comes in great because you can basically do those screens like a long handoff.
The thing about it is Kellen Moore was like his predecessor. He just got, predictable in certain situations. I mean,
Joanne got you on that one.
If you look, I think Sky pointed out in the sense that the top offenses, when it came to incomplete passes and first down, they didn't run the ball right afterwards. They, and that's where Dallas was way in the back because Dallas was running the ball predictably like Jason Garrett would do.
And don't forget, too, all the penalties we got in there. If it's 1st and 20, you're not running the football. That series is now blown that you've got to pass the ball to get the ball upfield.
Yeah, it got to a point last year where running the ball at times was like a kickoff. You're waiting for a penalty. You hand off, you get 10 yards, you're like, oh my God, where's the penalty? You know, just like on the kickoff or a punt return. Every time there's a penalty. So it's like, I'd rather just, like the days of Dion returning it, I'd rather just put your hand up and catch it because that's a drive killer.
Yeah.
It's a freaking drive killer.
Aisha Robinson, shout out to you. Glad you're beginning to smile again. Baker Mayfield as a Panther.
It just, the plays became like the same plays, like predictable and shit, to the point where it was like, man, like we knew what we was gonna do every play. It wasn't.
I just don't want to see. I don't want to see any 5 wide, Marley. I don't want to see any of that right now.
Oh no.
You know what I mean? I think
I'm with the 12 personnel for sure.
Yeah, give me that.
I mean, Pollard and my
12 personnel.
Yeah,
I said I don't want to see no 5
like
wide. Stay
like
away
a wing back or something. Like if I ever had an offense, I'd do like when they had the wing back in the day when I played, and that's what I think. Pollard like a wing back. He like a like y'all said, a scat back, but he'll receive it too. So he'd take up that time when Gallagher's out, or the yards we lost to the receivers that left in free agency too. So I think that ain't gonna affect Zeke. And I was like, Zeke, he had lesser carries and he was hurt and he still had 1,000 yards and they still talk about it, man. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's gonna have a great year.
Well, I know we lost.
What?
Hope they're not coming to my house. I know we lost Amari Cooper, but we still ended up, scoring offense and yardage and all that. We had the number 1 offense, and we had Dak on one leg. We had Tony Pollard half the season and Zeke Elliott both on one leg. And we had an offensive line that wasn't anywhere close to what we have been. If for no other reason, if the team is at least healthy from that standpoint, you got to think that they're going to be a lot better.
I'd be more concerned if it was Amari Cooper from like a couple of years ago we were losing.
Yeah, it was only 868 yards.
It'll be interesting on 3rd down.
Zone coverages, Amari Cooper. I'm not.
Yeah.
3rd down, though. They seem to. Amari was always Dak's guy, so.
But then your tight end always is, and because you had a guy like what's the other guy, the Darwin? Blake Darwin. The only reason why we have this crap with Schultz right now is because Darwin got injured. Yeah. Remember, he was that guy. He was number 1. Schultz was that. Oh, he can't really play back here.
Yeah.
And then when Darwin got hurt, all of a sudden, oh, Schultz is this guy. He's a $12 million dude, and like he's Dak Prescott's security blanket. Dude, just stick, Tom, Dick, or Harry over there and tight end, and that's what's going to be Dak's reliable guy. I mean, I'm sorry, the tight end is that guy, and because it's Schultz, he gets that credit. So that whole thing about him deserving that top money, he deserves $6 million a year. That's what he deserves.
Well, the thing with that, really, he had 600 yards the year before, and then of course what he did this year, 800 some yards. But I think the Cowboys are looking at this and saying, we've been getting burned by a lot of these big contracts from like Jalen Smith and things that we're not getting value on it. And quite frankly, the way the franchise tag is, it's only $13 million next year. You can kind of tag him again and say,
it's actually a bargain. For $10 million.
Right. So you can kind of say we can wait and see on that. I mean, not that $13 million is cheap money, but
you see where Jake Ferguson is a year from now.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully he changes that stupid number and we can kind of move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a 40, right? Like 40, 8 or something.
48.
He's Moose's number.
Moose. Yeah. I mean, hopefully.
Yeah, but in fullback is one thing, but tight end, that's not good. You better be real good.
Don't buy his jersey yet. I mean, I'm sorry.
Aisha Robinson, we gotta answer this one. Baker Mayfield with the Panthers.
Where's his receiver? What he doesn't? He has DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
Yeah,
that's it.
DJ Moore and Richie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson. I'm sorry.
I thought he retired. He's still.
No, he's still there.
I think he could be better I think he can be better just from the fact of I think he'll be healthier. I think he gets. I'm not saying he was ever a great quarterback, but he was really beat up last year.
He's better than their other options. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is definitely better than their other options.
Both of which lighted our asses up.
Okay, how about this one? Carson Wentz or Baker Mayfield?
You gotta go
Baker.
I think I'd take Baker Mayfield to that one.
You got it.
They're both prima donnas.
I would actually take Wentz over Mayfield.
Nah, that's more hard.
I mean,
Wentz
every years ago.
Baker Mayfield,
the injury mode is turned off,
don't
right?
give up.
If the injury mode is turned off, who am I fearing? That's what we're talking about. Then,
Yeah.
Yeah, Wentz.
Wentz? Okay.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think Baker Mayfield, at least he continues to fight. Wentz, you can see him give up.
The down the field thing, the threat down the field, he doesn't sling it down the field.
True.
Yeah,
I'd still rather have a guy that doesn't quit.
I mean, he quit. He said he wasn't going to play anymore once they found interest somewhere else. He quit. I mean,
he got more personality.
Every team he's played for, he's quit on.
Carson is
Well.
Carson is crazy.
He is a crybaby.
Well, the thing I love is I love how Washington fans now are defending and talking about how great it is. Because literally I'm having Washington fans now saying, "Well, he's got a ring."
just use their own clips.
And I'm like, okay, all right.
You can ring.
You can hang your hat on that one. Okay.
He was forced backup ring too. It wasn't even like he chose.
Those are not a ring with us.
It was a Pine Rider.
That's all Jason Garrett. Yeah.
Aisha Robinson's Cowboys are trash. I know you're not talking being a Giant fan. You have no right to talk about any team being trash. Your team has had more losses since 2016 than any other team in the NFL. That includes the Jaguars. That includes the Jets. Come on, Aisha.
Oh my God.
You guys are so bad that you're making Kyle Pizzle just leave. He's like, I'm just done after this year.
Watch New York Giants like trade for
Mark, I did hear a rumor yesterday.
Jimmy Garoppolo?
They may go after Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Yeah.
Who?
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G. Yeah, but they'll only have Saquon for 2 games.
Will he make it through 2?
That's my point.
In the words of Philly 500, Daniel Jones stinks.
Yep, he
That's
does.
not what he says. Oh yeah,
But they always have a hard time against the Eagles. Always have a hard time against the Giants.
I don't want Jimmy G. He's ass.
Yeah. well, all right, good people. We've got to get ready to get out of here. I got to cook some dinner because I'm
you
hungry.
See what I got here for you?
Oh no, you didn't get a cone. I've got those. I thought about putting a cone on the table here because I've changed your nickname to the mailman because you're always delivering the news to me, buddy.
Yeah, well, like when I get time. I mean, if I get an alert, I'll shoot you the news. If I'm not.
I love that you're embracing your nickname.
Well, I've had that for years. It's a
oh yeah, sure. You had a nickname for years? That's nice.
No, I have a bunch of autographs on it.
Today I was driving through Western Maryland and looking in the construction zone. I was like, I wonder what Brian's doing right now.
Yeah, I was expecting you to say something.
Oh boy, no.
It was down to one lane.
It's nothing but love, man. Nothing but love. But final thoughts from you guys? Any final comments and things before we get out of here?
Let's go Cowboys. That's all
are you happy they're at least making some moves, even if they're not impressive moves?
Well, they kind of have to, man. I'm in a wait and see mode. I'm excited for the season. I'm holding my breath through the whole preseason, and
I want to see some training camp action. That's the only time I'm really going to get any kind of like security about any kind of offensive line moves. And and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, I still think that there's still going to be that final wave of free agency, which will truly be bargain basement time when guys are getting cut. That the Cowboys and Catboy will be making some moves at that point. Checking the waiver.
Bitch boy, not cowboy.
Bitch boy.
Ooh, Thomas calls him bitch boy. Okay, all right. Thomas, you sound a little mad there.
He's flexing.
Oh, I'm sorry, Aisha. I didn't mean to go up to let you know how bad your team was there. But we got you covered
Like
though for our
Big Game
drawing.
James called him Baby Nuts Jones.
Baby nuts. Well, I don't know. I worry that when Jerry is gone and Stephen Jones takes over completely,
Oh my God.
it's going to be interesting to say the least.
It's already happened,
It's gonna get
so
ugly
it
before it
nothing's going to
before it
change.
gets better.
Or it happened right now.
It's already happened, Mark.
Yeah. Bit by bit over the last few years, he's been taking over more and more. And,
there's
and
been
being
no
motivated.
Jerry Jones, if nothing else, wants headlines. He wants a splash move. Sometimes it's bad, but sometimes it's good. You know, there's been nothing. There's been no splash. So
well, you never know. It could still happen.
Every draft pick that
we have
do
the second most amount
out.
of cap room. We're sitting there at $22.5 million.
But
Cleveland's got 48 somehow. I'm still trying to understand how Cleveland got 48.
They're using that to re-sign some guys. Diggs is going to get a new deal.
Could be.
There's going to be that money's gone. So,
but there's so much more that's going to be coming, though,
I
dog.
know. I agree with you. You know how I feel, but I'm just telling you, from their perspective, they're using that money to re-sign. Unless there's one big move that we don't know about, but at this point, how big is it? Unless it's a trade.
Yeah, it would have to be a
I
trade.
keep hearing DK Metcalf's name keeps coming up.
That ain't gonna happen. That's just
It ain't gonna happen.
I don't think we need
I don't think
it.
it'll happen.
I don't want
Oh, we've got a Washington fan here. Montez Sweat is better than Micah Parsons. Dobson is better than Gallup, and Terry is better than CD.
Scary Terry.
Okay, yeah. All right, Chase.
Terry, but that's
We got you, Chase Youngsburner. Good luck with that.
Terry is good.
I think that's
until the
actually
ball's in his
close.
hands.
I think Terry and CD are close. I can't sit here and say that Terry's that far behind.
I'm not
where CD's
okay.
in.
The thing is where scary Terry is scary is when
Down
he's
the
running his
field.
routes.
Yeah.
Exactly, running his routes.
It's just funny to me
Once
that
the ball
like,
gets into
they're
his hands,
comparing
he's nothing.
their
Right.
level, their bar, they're already setting their linebacking drafting thing is to Micah Parsons for us. I mean, like that was our rookie. What's he gonna do our sophomores? All that year, and you
That
compare
Montez
now
Sweat.
everybody that you get to that guy on the other team, and you compare him to our quarterback, you compare him to our receiver, you compare him to our defensive end. It's like you just see it all around each time. They're like, well, ours is your guy, and so every single part of our position we have a star usually in.
My apologies to Aisha Robinson for going in real deep on her Giants there. She was actually commenting to Troll. Shout out to Aisha for defending the star. You ought to just come on over to our side because your Giants team's going to be terrible this year. You know that, right,
Fuck
Aisha?
the midgets.
Okay.
You know who I think is going to have a bounce back? I think Saquon's going to have a bounce back.
How many years have we been saying that?
Back out of place.
He's getting so much hate. I think the guy is ultra talented. I think he just ran behind a crappy line and got injured. Yeah, it happens.
But sometimes he
He's
just
got
has these
knees
freak
that are
accidents.
built like paper clips.
When he stepped on,
He's a
what was
talented
it, Lewis's,
kid.
He is talented until something happens with his knee.
Yeah.
I know. Again, that was, that almost goes back to the Zeke thing where Zeke got hurt because, penetration was in his face behind the line of scrimmage, and you have to do all these whacked out moves to try and just get out of
And when you're in the middle of one of these whacked out moves, you get 2 or 3 guys that are 300 bills falling in you. That shit's gonna snap.
I'm just throwing Aisha a little love here. I think, I think they're going to be better than last year.
I don't show the midgets, she-gals, or the commanders.
Lola.
I don't show none of them love.
You give no love and no fucks. Okay.
Tell us how you really feel, trucker.
I hate to say it, Mark, but I'm
Tell
down
us how you really
black for
feel.
that.
Woo!
He agrees with you.
Oh, damn, Vito. He said, F the Eagles. Damn.
I didn't hear what he
That was clear. Woo!
Exactly.
Oh,
Fuck
boy.
the she-gals. Fuck the midgets.
Oh, man.
Fuck
See,
the
I heard.
commanders.
Look. Aisha Robinson said she was considering becoming a Cowboy fan, but she doesn't know right now.
We don't need no bandwagon fans.
Come on. No. Aisha would be okay. Aisha would be all right
Nah,
with
we
me.
need loyal fans. We don't need people that jump teams.
No. But listen, Aisha would be okay with me.
Yeah,
all right, she's one of the lovely ladies and stuff. Okay.
I mean, you're jumping on
still
now.
talking
You're jumping
Cowboys.
on.
Yeah, it's not like we're on the Super Bowl bandwagon. You know, see, that's the thing that always kills me. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, you're bandwagon fan."
I'm a real Cowboys fan. I've been a Cowboys fan since I was 3.
There you go. But this whole thing that you're a bandwagon, we ain't had no bandwagon in forever. To take the abuse that we do now, you got to be a hardcore fan.
But what I'm saying is, I want somebody who's loyal to our team. We don't need people that wash their hands and forget what team they like.
Right. Second grade.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
I had sent you a text last week. This is an interesting stat. I know we got to go, but I'm
Okay.
going to throw it out there. Right now, Dallas Cowboys have 35 playoff wins in the Super Bowl era.
Uh-huh.
They're one behind
New England?
New England and the Steelers with 36.
Yeah.
So anybody who wants to talk, we haven't won a lot of playoff games in the last
25 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
But we're still that high.
Yeah. It's like, let me know when y'all
Still
catch
them
up.
boys, all right? So what has Jalen Hurts won? He embarrassed himself last year in the playoffs. So
Embarrassed.
talk about playoff wins?
He's embarrassing himself in practice.
So, right now it's 36 with the Steelers and Patriots. You got Cowboys at 35, the Niners at 34, and Green Bay at 29, and then it drops way down. But
we gonna get that because
I'm just saying, everybody talks the shit.
I know.
We still have a lot. We're right there. Obviously, we want it now.
Yeah.
I agree. But it ain't like we ain't near the top of the league in career playoff wins, because we right there.
Yeah.
That's all.
And here's an interesting one, too. When you look at the last 8 years, we've won 4 of the division titles. Giants have won 2. Eagles have won 2. And the Eagles, shout out to them for winning the Super Bowl finally.
They got hot.
They got hot.
Bowl.
Yeah. And it was about time you finally won one.
What was your reaction on the Giants this morning when you were saying that?
My reaction on what?
When you was talking about the past NFC East Champions.
Yeah.
When you got to the Giants, you was like,
yeah. Sorry, Aisha, but it's like they haven't won one in forever.
The Eagles are sad when they're putting up banners for division titles.
Yeah.
I almost feel sorry for the Giants. That's why my attitude is the way it is. The Eagles have ran their mouth, so now they're gonna have to, they're writing checks right now.
I tell you what, I would love to see the Giants finish higher than the Eagles. Nothing would make me happier than that.
That
and Carson Wentz. I would love to see Carson Wentz beat the Eagles twice.
When you're that bad, Mark, you can't help but be better, right?
You're right. You got nowhere to go but up. Yeah.
The Eagles are talking, winning the division. The Eagles are talking going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, wait. Did you hear Philly? Philly literally said the floor is the division championship.
Exactly.
The floor.
He's
basically guaranteed.
Playoff game?
He's basically guaranteeing that they're going to win the division and thinks it could go to the NFC Championship.
Thank you.
I hope that bites him in his ass.
I'm going to hold his feet to the fire on that one.
Mark.
Tell
Aisha Roberts to Aisha, baby, if you want to go on and jump, go ahead. I will help you order some Dallas Cowboys stuff off Amazon. We can do this together.
Oh, look, Thomas said, I'll even show you the guns.
That's if you want to jump.
There you go.
I will help you order some stuff off Amazon.
He said, that Dak Prescott jersey.
Onto the real blue side.
There you go. Right. It's not that far of a jump. It's just a change in the blue.
I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you get in some blue.
It's navy blue.
Some
that true blue Cowboys. There you go.
Hit her again, Ike. This time, put some stank on it.
There you go. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get ready to get out of here.
Yeah,
We've taken an hour and a half of your Sunday. I appreciate, I've grown fond of us doing this every Sunday because it was funny because I had to go to West Virginia and take care of some stuff. So I told my wife, I said, honey, we got to be home before 5 o'clock. She's like, why? I said, I got my Sunday live stream with my people. I said, we got to be there for that. So shout out to Primetime Phil, Marley Greens, Thomas, Garrett, Vado, Brian Green, of course, a.k.a. the mailman delivering the traffic cones. I got Blue Virus. Is he up in here? Primetime Phil. Who did I miss?
Terrell
Thomas
Pinckney.
Gear.
He's
Terrell,
here.
Yeah, Terrell Pinckney.
Trucker.
Roland's
Trucker's
Review.
Life.
Yeah, Trucker's Life. And
I ain't
everybody.
getting no love.
Yeah.
Who did I miss? I said Primetime Phil.
No, that was Rock. That was Rock.
Oh, Rock. Rock, you've been kind of quiet in here today.
Smoking.
I was cooking.
Oh, man. What you cooking over there, man?
And cooking.
I was cooking arroz con gandules with some chicken wings.
Oh, man, some chicken wings. Man, if you get some of the chicken wings and then get some of your rice pho, man, I'd be happy as shit right now.
No.
Damn. It was funny because I tell you what, this is true story. I'm going to throw my wife under the bus. I said, well, Rock's wife's going to cook some pho. She said, it's so hot. Why are we eating a pho in the summertime?
I said the
right?
I said the same thing to my wife.
And she's like, really? She's like, look, but when she got that pho, she's like, please, sir, can I have some more? She's like, that's some good pho. She's like, is there any more of that left? I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, they know what they're doing on that one. But, Rock, we are definitely going to be down there for some games and stuff. And I'm still going to get that deep fryer and sent to you. Just got a lot of different things
Whatever
going on
happened
right
to
now.
the pictures? Remember you said you made?
I'm still working. Here's the thing. My son, Michael, I did those. We did them one time, and it didn't come out as good as it did the second time. And there's so many different prints that are in there. With my eyes, I can't see which one it is. I started printing them, but I was like, no, that's the original one, and it's not. You can't see everybody as clear. So I got to wait till Michael gets back. Michael, of course, is dealing with his anniversary with Gina. Yeah, it's been a year and 2 days that they've been together, and couldn't be happier for the two of them. Am I still doing keto? Yeah, I'm kind of still doing keto along with everything else. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay, I'm definitely eating keto foods along with everything else. So, yeah, but I've got to get back on doing something different here.
Mark.
Yeah.
Mark.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I got it.
There you go.
You haven't been home,
Yeah, now,
so it's to follow it.
who's honking? Is that you, Trucker's Life, honking the horn?
Yeah, sorry, I just put up to my daughters.
Okay. And Stacy, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
I was saying, it's very difficult. If you look at, since football season ended, you've pretty much been on the road so much.
Oh, my God.
How
Yeah.
follow a diet, and you're not even home to prepare meals. That's
That's been the hard part because, with me being down in the country for, 3 or 4 nights a week, and you're staying in a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
Going to the restaurants.
And of course, even it sounds like it's good, everything's got freaking sugar in it. Everything. I mean, I got a bag of pistachios. I'm looking at they put sugar in pistachio. I'm like, how are you putting sugar on pistachio? I don't need sugar. Yeah. So it's hard. It's hard, but we'll get there. But anyway, it's time for us to say goodbye. I've got to go ahead do some cooking here today, and we are going to do it live.
And we will leave you with a.
Yeah.
Can't do it. We'll do it live.
Bye.
No, we'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I got all ready. We'll do it live.
Prime time. Bill, are you still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So you were a winner today.
Yes.